Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. We want to start on the daily chart today. Just want to look at this entire structure again and to talk about a few things and a few indicators on the daily time frame. So first of all, I view us as being in some kind of a bullish cycle potentially. Yeah. Of course, it's not super clear and it's not absolutely confirmed, but as long as bullish support is holding, I've been saying that now quite a few times, we can focus on the upside. But before we dive deeper into the analysis, first a few words about the sponsor of today's Bitcoin video, Chartprime. Chartprime is a service that provides specific TradingView indicators. There are 5 specific and unique indicators that you can only get through Chartprime if you sign up to one of their plans. These are based on quite complex algorithms and formulas and can be helpful in identifying trade setups, which means they can provide additional signals that could support your trading. Indicators can, for example, also be useful to support Elliott Wave counts to give more confidence. Of course, you don't need to apply Elliott Wave to use Chartprime, and the combination of their indicators alone can provide trade setups and signals as well. They currently offer a 30% limited time discount, so if you are interested in this, check it out. Of course, bear in mind that no indicator works 100% of the time. Here's an example of the Bitcoin chart with one of the range indicators. This indicator combines various indicators in itself, so you can adjust it to your needs, but it basically shows your range resistances, different support resistance levels based on different time frames, and it categorizes them based on their relevance. And this indicator provides you with dynamic support and resistance bands to which the price is reacting. And if you're interested in checking it out, make sure that you use the link in the video description and on their website. You can also read through testimonials and you can join their Discord community, which you can join in case you have any questions about how to use those indicators. That bullish support is 22K more imminently for this 1-2-1-2 setup, or 17.6K for the alternative bullish scenario, because there are 2 bullish scenarios. Either I've got a 1-2-1-2 setup or I have a large 1-2 setup. Unfortunately, we won't really know until we test those supports. Bitcoin is sort of in the support range, but it's quite a large one for this 1-2 setup here. And it's not close to 22K yet. I don't necessarily think we will go down that low, but sort of anything, you know, I find anything sort of between the 61.8 retracement at 23,960 and the 50% retracement around 25.3K very likely if we get one more low. Okay, so this correction doesn't make any impression yet that it's over. It of course could be, but I don't see any evidence. So my view is that we should get one more low, ideally more directly. And we're going to talk about that on the 4-hour chart. But yeah, you know, I did say before, I don't think the journey here to the upside will be easy. I think it will be very choppy, will be a rocky road. Also due to the, you know, the uncertainty that's out there and everything. So we have a potential 1-2-1-2 setup. That's the primary count. 22K is the bullish support. Below that, we have one more chance at around 17.6K. If we go below that, new bear market lows are definitely expected. Already below 22K, they certainly will get more likely. What I wanted to talk about is just here on the daily time frame. I mean, it hasn't taken much price action to bring the RSI back to nearly oversold. I mean, we're sort of moving around here between 38 and 46 at the moment, certainly in the bearish range. It would be good to get it a little bit lower. It doesn't necessarily need to go down all the way to 30, but what would be good is if it comes close to 30 and price is above the March low. Okay, so that is what I want to see. Oversold or nearly oversold and price remains in the yellow box. That is a very bullish sign. Now, interestingly, on the daily time frame, the MACD has crossed bullish. That's the first time it has crossed bullish since April. That is certainly something I do not ignore, so I certainly pay attention to that. Again, I am not ruling out that Bitcoin has bottomed, But for me, the relative or the relevant resistance area is 27,150. As long as we stay below that level, I think we focus on the downside, or I do. Below that, above that level, we have a first indication that Bitcoin is bottomed, or at least we'll see a larger bounce in a larger B wave. But this is certainly something we cannot ignore. A bullish crossover on the daily MACD. Now that doesn't mean it will go up, but it means it's certainly something that we should pay some attention to. Okay. One more last thing I want to show you is on the Bollinger Bands. Whenever they get tight, on the daily, that typically indicates that a strong move is coming. I mean, one of the tightest ranges we had here was, more recently was in December. That was really, really tight here, the daily. I remember at the time we looked at the Bollinger Bands as well. I don't use them very often, but it can be useful on the daily time frame when price action is very boring, because when it's getting very boring, it typically indicates we're close to a strong move, because that's also when the Bollinger Bands get very tight, and that typically indicates a strong move is coming. Now, they are getting tighter and tighter, like we did here in April, but we're not that tight yet. But if I I can just measure the width, compare that here to what it was back in April. I think we are basically very similar, I think. Just looking at that, it's very similar. So I think we need to be ready for a very, very strong move coming. Now, you never know if that is up or down, but it certainly will be something impulsive. So I think because people are switching off, I see less engagement on YouTube, less engagement in the membership community, less engagement in live streams. That's typically happening when just before a strong move is coming, right? It just is the case. It's always that up and down, that boringness, and that impulsiveness of the market. Okay, so it's always that. But that's sort of something interesting that I just wanted to show you. Good old indicators. Now let's go to the 4-hour chart. As I said, I'm watching for at least one more low, maybe two. I'm looking at this obviously as a wave 2 correction. It is an A, B, C structure. And in the C wave, we've got a 1, 2 already done, the wave 3 done, the wave 4 done, and now in the wave 5. And in the wave 5, now let's look at the wave 5. In the wave 5, I look at that as an ending diagonal, possibly have done the wave 1 already, the wave 2. And now is the question, have we done here the wave 3? Is this the wave 4 and we just get one more low? Or have we done the 1, the 2, and is this just the A wave of the third wave? Is this just the B wave of the third wave? And do we come down in the C wave of the third wave, then the fourth, then the fifth? So one more low or two more lows, in my opinion, likely, especially as long as we stay below relevant resistance at 27,150. A break above that would also not be unexpected. It can certainly happen in this structure. It's actually likely. I just see movement to the upside currently is corrective. We are below resistance, so naturally I am looking for another move down until price breaks above this pivot at 27,150. Then we could be working on a larger wave 4, possibly, or we might have already bottomed. If we have already bottomed, then I need to see Bitcoin form 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up and subsequent 3 waves down. And we call that a 1-2 setup. And that's ultimately the confirmation we have bottomed. I mean, when we get into these trend reversal areas and Bitcoin is in one, if we then rally above resistance, that's certainly the first indication that we have bottomed, and that is at 27,150 and then further above 27,700. And if it then forms 5 waves up and comes down in 3 waves, we have a confirmation that we have bottomed. So that's sort of, I mean, you can look at indicators, all sorts of stuff, but you need to follow the steps, which is 5 waves up, 3 waves down. That's ultimately the confirmation that we have bottomed. So hopefully that's clear to everybody. And now let's go to the 1-hour chart. Unfortunately here, not too much price action. We've just been moving sideways today. That's sort of what you expect on a Saturday. We haven't left that pattern. It's still an ascending broadening wedge. I count it currently as a WXY structure. Problem is the move up was corrective, the move down was corrective. That leaves the door open to another push here to the upside. Yes, certainly one more high can certainly happen. I'm not telling you the top is in. At no point I have So the short-term uptrend is still active and it can certainly push higher. And if it does, next important, and that will be very relevant resistance, is 27,150. So let's see how it reacts to that level. It might get there, yeah, because it doesn't really want to give up. And we need a break below the X-wave low, which is at 26,330, to get a good confirmation that a top is in. And then we could see a move down to round about 25,300. Yeah, I think that's everything about Bitcoin I wanted to talk about now. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter. There's additional content every day. And tomorrow we've got our member live stream again at 5 p.m. UTC. And we're going to do a chart exercise tomorrow. So anybody who's interested in learning more about Elliott Wave, check out the membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.